Oh, another double upload. Yeah, my roommate left me because she's doing this like freshman thing, and I signed up for it tomorrow. But like all of my friends I've made so far are going today, so like I'm kind of alone until 3:30. Anyways, yeah, let's go on. I'm finally doing another Top 5 Wednesday. It's been forever since I did this, so yeah. I've been really distracted and busy, and yeah. Anyways, sound name with Top 5 Wednesdays from now on. I can't show the book if I own it, because obviously I couldn't bring both of my giant bookshelves to college with me. This week's Top 5 Wednesday topic is favorite recommended reading. These books can range from elementary school all the way up to college. Coming in at number 5 is The Crucible by Arthur Miller. Fun fact, he was actually married to Marilyn Monroe for a while. I found that out when we did like a little background information on the author. I didn't really like it. It's technically a play, but you know, whatever. So I didn't really like it. I thought it was kind of stupid. I really didn't like that main girl. She's rude and awful. But I really did enjoy it because I obsess over weird things in history, and one of my favorite topics is the Salem witch trials. I think it is so interesting. So this takes place during the Salem witch trials. I just like the topic it was over, and I needed something to fill my number 5 spot. Coming in at number 4 is In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. I really did like this. This is about it's a real life story. It's about the Cutler family murder in, I think it was in Kansas, I want to say. I think it was in the 60s. I feel like it was in the 60s. But anyways, I really love this story because, like, Truman, he went out to the town. He stayed there. He was there for like the trial dates of the 2 killers, and he sat down, like, he talked to them, like, I guess he kind of became friends with them. And so he had them tell like their version of the story, like what happened, and like he got more because he followed around like a detective, I think it was, and got to learn what he was thinking about the story and everything. And I didn't get to finish this book actually, which is kind of sad. But at the time when I was reading it, like I was so busy, I didn't have time to read it at home, so I kind of just like skimmed over some stuff. But I read like the majority of the book. So, and I love, like, I'm weird, I'm super weird. I love serial killers and like murders. Like I just love to learn like what made that person think it was a good idea to do that. Like what made them say, hey, let's go kill some people. Like I love what makes people tick and do stuff. So maybe I should be a psychology major. Too bad I'm going into creative writing. So I know that, and the way it's written is Truman wrote it as if he was there, but he's not actually, like, he was there for a lot of the stuff, like not when the people were killed. He flew out shortly after the story broke, but he writes it as if he's there, but he's not actually a character. So it's written from third point of view, but he actually like saw a lot of it. So it was like really cool. And the way he like took himself out of the book, but like still wrote, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I can't think of the way my English teacher told me it was, but I thought it was like a super cool technique. So coming in at number 3, these next 3 books were kind of like a tie because I love them all. So they're not technically in order, but yeah. Anyways, so number 3 is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I know it's everybody's favorite like classic book they read, and I can see why. Like I feel like it's not technically overhyped because I loved it, and I know a lot of other friends and people, everybody just reads it, loves it. So I don't know, I just loved it. I love that book. I love it. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say besides that. I just really, really loved it. Coming in at number 2 is another book that a whole bunch of people love. It's one of their favorite reads from high school. Is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I loved it. I fell in love with the story. I fell in love with the characters. Like, I still love this today, and I read it like 4 years ago. I really want a nice, beautiful, like, hardcover edition of it because it's just such a great story, and I need to read the second book. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I love To Kill a Mockingbird. I definitely, I'm not like I said, I'm really weird. I love history. It's just a weird thing about me. I really do love history, and so I love, like, that's why I love, like, the Salem witch trials and that stuff. And another, like, period of time I find really interesting is the time when racism was very, very prominent, and so, like, you know, they had segregation of whites and blacks. I think that is an extremely interesting time. I really don't understand why we had to make it that way. Like, they're a person too, they have rights just like us. Just because their skin's a different color doesn't mean we need to treat them that way. It was just so good, and I loved it. I really don't know how to explain it. And finally, coming in at number 1 is The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. This is the first book in the Percy Jackson series, and I read it in 7th grade for my English class. And the reason I love it so much, and it is number 1, is because that is the book that got me into reading. That series is what sparked my loved interest for reading, and I loved it, and I will forever be grateful to the Percy Jackson series. Funny story, my roommate and I were talking, and, like, it's kind of weird because they're kind of like the same person, but the book that got her into reading was The Lightning Thief too, and we both started reading it in 7th grade. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, so I love it. I think Percy's hilarious. I love all of his friends. I love how he grows up throughout the series. Like, I love it. So, yeah, definitely number 1, Rick Riordan. You are a fantabulous author. Anyways, that is my top 5 Wednesday. I know I may sound kind of quiet in these videos, and that's because I'm not sure how thin these walls are, and I kind of don't want anybody just, like, walking in. So, we'll gauge in a while. So, anyways, I'll see you guys next time with a book talk, top 5 Wednesday, or tag video. Until then, I'm Chrissy. Goodbye!